everyone. I hope we're all doing great today. Creative gardening. Gardening is an art. You need a lot of imagination and skills. Being creative means you innovate, you experiment, you entertain new ideas on growing and caring for plants, as well as new artful ways of presenting plants, indoor and outdoor. But not to worry too much about rules of design and structures. It is your garden anyway, so whatever pleases you will ultimately do. But here are some tips or guides on creative gardening. Of course, you need to plant a garden well, choose a location well, choose plants that will thrive in their assigned spaces. Imagine the look and the function it will serve. Usually a garden is where you can upcycle some pieces and use them as pots or containers or as sculptures in the garden. It is a way to do zero waste gardening and also to screen off unwanted sights such as air conditioners. The most common is to have an ornamentals or a cacti and succulents garden. This is the beginning for many. Perhaps a plant gift started it all, or an inspiration from a neighbor or friend urged on a desire for gardening. You can go vertical by simply adding a gallery wall on a wall, or a screen to grow climbers to act as a wall. You can let your imagination go wild here. You can partition your garden according to watering needs, according to their family or classifications, according to their colors, textures, and such. Launch your passion in your garden. Show your love for the country's environment. Go for endemic and native plants and trees. Then promote this passion in your garden. Create a beautiful pathway of blooms looking like cherry blossoms. It's a great way to preserve your own plants. Plant flowering shrubs that invite butterflies. You will then have a beautiful butterfly garden. Consider all sorts of containers and pots that support well your plants and your garden theme. You can go Moroccan, you can go Asian, you can go whatever comic or whatever theme you want to put in your garden. It's best to have one. You can plant fruits, vegetables, and herbs in an area, or you can intersperse the herbs and vegetables among the ornamentals and succulents in a mixed garden design. Have a water garden, or do this in a portion in the garden. That would create soothing sounds and make the garden go alive. Use decors to showcase an occasion or a theme. When I went to Davao, there were beautiful masks in butterflies, and so I decided to use them in an indoor garden display. Windmills and wind makers are also great in the garden. Go Japanese or go old-fashioned using old plants. Whatever is your heart's desire can be translated into your garden. Nowadays, it is very popular to have that small area for vegetables and herbs in the garden, or even in a vertical space, or As I said before, mix it in with ornamentals and succulent plants. Hydroponic gardening uses a soilless environment and nutrient solution that allows the growth of vegetables in a controlled environment. Many are subscribing to this new way of growing plants, even indoor. I know a friend, Miss Patty Ann Floro, she has her YouTube channel, who dedicates a room in her condo on the 26th floor for her tomatoes, basil, and other herbs in a hydroponic setting. Ideas are endless, but the underlying principle is that a garden showcases the gardener's skills, passion, and traits as well. What are some secrets plantitos and plantitas own that confirm their green thumbs? Let me share some with you. Watering depends on climate and location. In tropical climates, water almost daily. In Baguio, Tagaytay, and the Tanay areas, you can water every other day, or in general, water according to need. Some plants like to be soaked. Others prefer to dry out before watering. Thus, it is important to know your plants and put plants together for those that requires the same watering needs. The way I water my plants is in the morning before 9 a.m. and in the afternoon between 2 to 5 p.m. Through some experiments or through experience, we noticed that this type of watering allows the water to be absorbed really well by the plants. Experiment and learn the specific areas in the garden where specific plants may thrive. Then let them be once you have found its perfect home. Gardening is like life itself. You win some and you lose some. The little time spent with a delicate plant becomes part of a lovely moment and time. All types of gardening require the following things that many plantitas and plantitos practice. The ABCs of gardening. Plants need good soil, air, sun, and water to thrive. Feed the soil from time to time by adding in new compost soil after cultivating the soil. Feed them with slow-release fertilizer, whether organic or chemical, which you need to redo every 3 to 6 months for nil maintenance. And if you have special collections, feed them as needed, using organic or chemical nutrients, as long as you feel comfortable with what you are using and that you are doing self-protective measures. When inspired to create a garden, these are some helpful tips. Decide on getting plants that are easy to care for at first. When you see them thrive, then get some of those plants that you have been dreaming of and craving for. Find a location and chart sun hours to plan plant locations. Have some basic gardening tools ready, such as gloves, apron, pruners and shears, tools for cultivating soil, and watering equipments. And be ready to say hello to your plants. As you know, gardeners do talk to their plants. You can use organic pesticides, such as a solution of dishwashing liquid with ground pepper or siling labuyo. For aphids, let go of those totally infected stems or leaves. Cut off some of them already. Brush off on leaves and stems that are affected. Then wash thoroughly. No matter how small a house may be, a plant lover would always find a way to decorate with plants for cleaner air, for good health. This is a good opportunity to grow vertical. Vertical gardening follows much the same principles and ABCs of gardening. Most important here is a choice of plants such that they thrive in such an environment. Experimenting with different containers is a way to go. As a general rule, draining pots such as clay or pots with holes are good for plants that require less water. For water-loving plants, plastic containers may be used as it is, or they may be put inside the more fancy containers. I learned my basics in gardening early as a child from my andang adyang, when collecting cow dung was rewarded with popsicles. But I rediscovered plants in year 2001 when I had to expand and manage to landscape using boulders and debris to finish a construction of a house extension. From then on, I was caught, became an addict, and never let go of my love for plants and creating plant art through landscaping, both indoor, in offices, stores, and homes, painting mostly glorifying endemic and native Philippine species, and doing ikebana flower arrangements using leaves, stems, and flowers collected from my garden. I wanted to learn more and decided to join organizations such as the Philippine Horticultural Society Incorporated, Cacti and Succulents Association of the Philippines Incorporated, National Cactus and Succulent Organization of the Philippines Incorporated, Fern and Nature Society Incorporated, National Stone Society of the Philippines for viewing stones, Ikebana Society of Manila number 67. These organizations exposed me to plant experts and new learnings, encouraging me more to love plants and the art they create. As I said, ideas are endless, but the underlying principle is that a garden showcases the gardener's skills, passion, and traits as well. I am always so happy to share my love for plants, my passion for garden design and related arts. I hope that in one way or another, I was able to impart some helpful tips that will inspire you to grow plants and that will surely look good in your pictures. A whole new adventure is taking pictures of your garden, of your plants, of the flowers in your garden, of the insects, the butterflies and the bees and the bugs, and sharing these to inspire others. Foremost, of course, is the healthy plants. To be able to boast off of them that you are a great gardener and show them your gardening skills that you have mastered. Remember that the gardener's shadow is the best fertilizer in the whole wide world. Thank you for your warm welcome and kind attention. Have a great day.